BLVE Live Sports presents The Hot Seat, where the people have a say in how we play pickleball. Sponsored by Good Bounce Pickleball Yard. Hosted by Bruin Snow. Today's guest, Josh Boggs, USA Pickleball Ambassador for Southern Indiana.
Hello, welcome back to another episode of The Hot Seat. My name is Bruin Snow, and on today's episode, we have Josh Boggs, who is the local Pickleball Ambassador for the Southern Indiana community. Josh, I have a few questions for you today. The first question is, how have you been involved in the pickleball community within Southern Indiana?
Well, my pickleball experience started 3 years ago. They built some pickleball courts across from my office. And I'd played sports growing up, played a lot of basketball, and had slowed down because I couldn't find guys my own age to play basketball with. So it was by chance I found a pickleball court, and like I said, that was 3 years ago, and it's been nothing but pickleball since. So my involvement became a little more in depth when I became the ambassador last year. Pickleball in Southern Indiana is not as big right now as it is in Louisville, but it's coming, and that's what we're getting ready for. So my involvement has been, as the ambassador, is getting with local municipalities to get them to understand the need for pickleball. The wave of pickleball is coming to Southern Indiana.
My second question is, how has the pickleball community developed over the last few years within Southern Indiana?
Yeah, within the past few years, we're seeing more and more people show up at the courts. It's nothing different than what's going on nationally as far as the growth of pickleball. And most municipalities, and when I say municipalities, I'm talking about Clarksville, Jeffersonville, Charlestown, Sellersburg, Borden, and New Washington is my primary area. So even into New Albany and Floyd County, we're seeing communities anticipate what I'm seeing and getting on board with allocating finances and resources to build pickleball.
You mentioned that many different organizations have supported the growing of pickleball in Southern Indiana. Can you talk about those different organizations and how they have supported the pickleball community?
Sure. Every municipality over here in Southern Indiana has been totally on board with anyone I've contacted through the Parks Department or any local government. Clarksville has the nicest facilities right now. At Ray Lawrence Park, there's 8 courts, phenomenal courts. And right now, I went to them and asked what they needed, and we thought about getting leagues going over here, but they found out that they had more interest in people wanting to learn pickleball, so that's where we're at. So we're going to do some classes in the fall with Clarksville. Teach the community how to, use their facilities they have. Floyd County, Matt Dennison is new at Floyd County Parks Department. Huge pickleball enthusiast. He's new. He sees it. He sees it on the national level. In June, we're going to do 8 classes, 4 weekends in June. We're going to do pickleball classes for the New Albany residents. Charlestown's been on board. As soon as they say, hey, we have interest in these people wanting to learn. So basically, I'm going to facilitate as an ambassador to go around, and we're going to teach pickleball. We're not going to teach. We're going to introduce the basics of pickleball to these people.
It's great to have these different organizations growing pickleball in Southern Indiana. My next question for you, Josh, is what do you see as the main difference or main differences between Louisville pickleball and Southern Indiana pickleball?
So the big difference between Southern Indiana pickleball and Louisville pickleball is just the number of people playing. We're having growth over here, but it's not, to me, Louisville's experienced their growth, and they're not finished, but neither are we. So I kind of watched over the last 3 years, watched Tom Sawyer Park go in and watch the development. I think that Indiana is in a good position to keep pace with Louisville, if not exceed what's going on over there.
So Josh, what's next for Southern Indiana pickleball?
Well, Bruin, the biggest news for Southern Indiana pickleball is that the city of Jeffersonville has committed a 9-acre facility for 16 pickleball courts, individually fenced and lit. and it's going to be the premier pickleball facility for Southern Indiana. There's no dates for that yet, that's all preliminary, but it is going to happen, and there'll be more information on that as it comes out. But in the overall, in the short term, I think you'll just see more and more people using the facilities that we do have now. And growing, you know, as an ambassador, I'm seeing more younger people starting to play. I mean, it's a whole mix like anything else, and everyone's coming out for the same reasons, for the benefit of exercise. They're getting back off the couch again. They haven't done things for a while. But I think the pickleball community in Southern Indiana will grow at a rate just as you see everywhere else. You build the facilities and the people come.
That's awesome.
There's also a facility that just opened in English, Indiana, Buffalo Trace Park. It's a little bit of a haul, but it's a beautiful facility at a campground facility with walking trails, basketball courts. It's lit. So Southern Indiana is you know, doing as much as anyone else as far as pickleball goes, trying to grow it.
Great. Josh, thank you again for coming on the hot seat today. I want to ask one final question. What would be a tip or two that you would give to beginners that are starting pickleball?
Sure. Beginning pickleball, we all started as a beginner, and basic tips I would tell anyone is play as much as you can, and just listen to the people you play with. Not all of them, but take the tips, and there's so much stuff on the internet for pickleball. You can go at your own pace. That's the nice thing about the sport, but just get out there and play. That's my tip.
Thank you for the great tips and information about the Southern Indiana pickleball community. If you would like to know more about the Kentuckiana pickleball community, please like and subscribe, and we will be back with another episode very soon.